I think it's a good time to go ahead and start the Sport Ball podcast.
Sport Ball.
Sport Ball. Sport Ball. Sport Ball. Episode, what is it, 7?
Yes.
Fuck, dude.
Episode 7.
Counting's getting hard, dude.
Sport Ball. Sport Ball.
But yeah, so we are here. It is me, Aaron.
It's me, Dom.
And then we got our special guest for the first time.
Woo, Ryan!
It's Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Very excited to have you on, man. Very
Excited
excited.
to be here.
Yeah, so Ryan and I, we
Anytime,
met.
dude.
We got randomly placed into a dorm together freshman year, and then we roomed together ever since until we got out of college.
Yep.
So it was pretty
It's the
fun.
best day of my life.
Hell yeah.
Just the one day.
Just
I
the-
meant the getting out of college.
Yeah, the moving on part.
Yeah.
Best day of my life. Also, the best day of my life was the day that the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was the greatest day of my life.
So does that mean you're no longer a Bucks fan?
Yeah, no,
You've just given up.
I've been a diehard Steelers fan all my life.
Oh,
What are you
okay.
talking about?
Yeah, you
Okay, all right,
You love
yeah.
that Kenny throws a lot of pickets.
Bro, I love Kenny throws 3 pickets.
Kenny has a lot of head
Listen, the
trauma
ball
now,
never
dude.
touched the ground that game.
Never touched the ground.
Dude,
His head hit the ground.
yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Speaking of heading hit the ground, Tua's back.
Yeah.
Dude, but also, fucking
Cameron Brate, he's down and out.
jeez, dude. Justin Fields.
Oof.
He was getting battered
Yeah, he was getting
on
killed.
Thursday Night Football, dude. He was getting absolutely murdered. They showed him like at least 3 or 4 times whenever he was hit, he was just laying there. It's just like, oh, it looked so bad. I thought for multiple times he was going to be out of that game for an injury. Somehow I kept on playing, but I don't know.
Well, shout out the new coin. Its name is now Jason Garrett, thanks to Ryan's comment.
Yeah, that is Ryan. Yeah, congrats.
And then shout out to now Mr. Jason Garrett for getting the Falcons pick right in Week 6 here. The only one to get the Falcons to beat the 49ers and really beat the 49ers pretty bad.
Not really bad, but you know,
It was pretty bad.
it was pretty bad, but
It was double the score. Yeah, it was 28-14.
Yeah, I kind of forgot it was 28-14 there.
What do you think it was?
Well,
Wow.
the Falcons are sneakily tied for first place in the NFC South. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm. And everyone thought at the start of the year they'd get maybe 3 wins max.
Oh yeah, there are 3 wins now.
Yeah, so that's really impressive. Good for them. I was the only one though
Bill Belichick's ball sack.
to pick Bill Belichick's ball sack to win against the Browns, and I'm really happy I'm riding on that win.
I'm
Yeah.
giving Aaron credit for the Jets win here. I kind of ride at his coattails, but
You're welcome.
let's go with Jets. We
You're
actually
welcome.
won Aaron some money for that.
Yeah, we did.
What did you win? Like $22?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won like
Jets, Jets.
And then shout out Jacksonville for losing.
Yeah, they really kind of screwed me over in that one, dude. I thought I was gonna be a really sneaky, quick little dub there against all you guys.
And then shout out the Dolphins for losing.
Yeah, another one. You know, I thought might be a little sneaky little pick. But,
And then shout out the Saints for losing.
hey, you know, it's one of those ones I thought it'd be a little sneaky little pick.
Bro, even the coin is with us. Even Jason Garrett was with us, my guy.
Man, I knew I should have gone with the Giants too. Shout out to the Giants,
Shout out
5-1.
Giants, brother.
We really
5-1.
doubted them the first like 3-4 weeks of the season, but
You know
they're
what?
showing that they're for real. That's a big win.
It's all coaching.
It is all, bro. Brian Daboll right now definitely coach of the year.
Yeah. You know
Like
what?
if you're taking like first half of the season, Brian Daboll coach of the year.
You want to know what it is? It looks like they're completely devoid of talent in compared to the other teams.
Oh yeah,
But
they accept it.
good coaching, they're playing up to their competition. Remember the Pittsburgh Steelers like 4 or 5 years ago? They were always playing down to their competition.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're seeing the opposite.
yeah. I mean, Danny Dimes is doing what he needs to do. He
Yeah.
didn't throw an interception the last 2 weeks. I don't think.
That's true. He also hasn't thrown a touchdown.
Doesn't matter. Saquon, dude. Saquon's
Wins or
like,
wins,
yeah.
What doesn't
Wins or
Saquon
wins.
like lead the league or something in rushing yards or something?
Maybe. Yeah, I
I don't know
forgot.
if
We
he-
should have done a little fantasy update with the stats. We'll get that next week. Fantasy update, and then also next week we should do the top 25 for college as well next week too.
But Nick Chubb is in first, and then Saquon's right behind him.
That makes
But
sense.
I would beg to argue that Saquon is first in all-purpose yards
Oh yeah, he most likely is.
because he's probably the second best receiving back in the league.
And then after that game, is the
Who picked the Panthers, by the way? Sorry, I jumped ahead.
Sorry,
I'm just like...
let's just jump ahead of the Bucks game. I don't think Dominic is really trying to move past that one.
Not even talking.
Tom Brady looks freaking horrendous, dude.
The offensive line looks...
It's not bad. Tom Brady.
Granted, it is the line. Most of the line.
Tom Brady was getting plastered at a wedding on Friday. He was so plastered come morning time that he couldn't go to walkthroughs. Wasn't even in town for the walkthroughs.
No, he was not.
But it's not his fault.
I didn't know that.
No, he was not.
Yeah, no, he was at Robert Kraft's wedding in New York Friday night. He wasn't plastered.
It was like Robert Kraft's like sixth wife or something.
Yeah. Hey, listen, his first
Tom's
wife.
on his second soon.
Yeah, that's true. Well, third. He had that.
Oh shit! He does have another.
Yeah, he has that kid with the girl from Blue Bloods.
He does have that kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Blue Bloods. That's right.
I wonder if he kisses him on the mouth. But it's not Tom Brady's fault, you know.
No,
there's
it's
a lot
offensive lines.
Yeah.
All right, but let's move on.
That's not the problem for the Panthers.
Shout out Panthers.
The freaking O-line is way better than it was last year. And
Shout out Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Hold on. Shout out to Steve Wilkes for doing what he did with Christian McCaffrey. I didn't get to watch this game because I was driving. But every time I
wouldn't stop.
No, listen. If you watched him, like early on in the game, he had a lot of catches and he had a lot of rushing yards. To me, and then they pulled him. To me, that is Steve Wilkes going. He's not going to be on our team in 2-3 weeks. Let's go out. Let's show other teams he can still do all the stuff that he hasn't been able to do it all during the season, so we can trade him. It ups his trade value.
I also really appreciate them using Foreman more. Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, that's because they were cutting.
Well, yeah, but still, it is nice to see him actually using him. Like, I feel like under Matt Rule, we never saw him. It's like, why'd we trade for this dude if we're not even going to...
Matt Rule...
Horrible.
He's a college coach.
See, you guys give me shit for picking the Panthers, but they were in that. We just couldn't do anything the second half. So
they weren't in it. The Rams were allowing them to be in it because Matt Stafford is
Matt Stafford's
so
just
bad.
Booty cheeks, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Was it 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the season?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason they were in that game is he throws that pick 6.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, let's move on to the shit fest of the Cardinals and the Seahawks.
The poop bowl.
Yeah. But anyway, Seahawks come away with the Geno, man. Geno's wielding into a 3-3 record. So, I mean, can't say shit about the Seahawks.
That's more wins than most people thought they'd get.
Listen, I had Seahawks beginning of the season being the worst team in the league. I thought their offense would not be able to move the ball.
Oh, easily. I definitely had them with the worst team in the league.
See, but it doesn't make any sense though for people to really think that looking back on it because they have such a good receiving core.
They do.
And their defense is still the Seahawks, so it's not as good as it
that
was.
Tariq Woolen is so good.
Yeah, obviously their defense is not what it used to be, but their receiving core is deep, so as long as you can have someone, it's like having Tyreek Hill almost in the same sense. Like their wide receivers are obviously way bigger on the Seahawks, so it's a different role. But still, it's like you throw 10 yards to them and they can make a 50-yard play happen.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just, they're really deep, so I think people just kind of forgot that and they just kind of, I don't know. I think also most people thought that they were going to start Tyler Lockett.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Jesus. Yeah, sorry. Drew Lock. But Geno's been really awesome to watch. I like seeing the underdogs do well. So it's refreshing. It's fun.
I thought that DK Metcalf would get lost in this offense because Geno Smith doesn't have a great arm, and DK doesn't really have the most diverse of route trees. Go fast or slant.
Yeah. Go fast and then jump way because he's like
he's
6. How tall is DK? He's like 6'4", something like that.
He's like a pit bull on stilts.
6'4".
6'4", yeah.
6'4", 236.
Whew.
But
that's a big boy, dude.
He's not this type of guy who's going to run he's not a Devontae Adams type where he's a good route runner. He's just a dominant athlete. I didn't think that would excel. That's what Tyler Lockett is the exact opposite. He's like a Hunter Renfrow-esque. I think he's a lot more.
Yeah,
he runs
smaller
routes.
Yeah, because he has more agility.
He can attack the middle of the field, playing that slot position.
And then the probable maybe AFC Championship game is the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yep, that was more a pick 'em. Just basically across the board for last week. I picked the Bills. I think the only people to pick the Chiefs were Chase and the coin.
Yeah, it was just a coin flip. Quite honestly.
Literally.
Yeah. Then we got the Eagles and the Cowboys Sunday night.
Cooper Rush no longer undefeated as a starter, but they did come back in a pretty impressive fashion. I was watching it, and then it got to the second end of the second quarter. And it was 20-0. I was like, man, I'm turning this off. Yeah. I don't really want to keep watching this. And I checked my phone like a little bit later to see if the game had ended, and it was 20-17 with like 6 minutes left in the fourth. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
Listen.
So I mean, still props to Cooper Rush, dude. He can obviously
move the ball.
Yeah, he can obviously play.
Yeah.
So I think even though they're going to go back to Dak just because Cooper Rush got his loss.
Yeah, okay. They're going back to Dak because they paid him $260 million.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. If they were paying Cooper Rush the same amount of money, they would keep playing him. I feel.
Listen,
No,
I'm not a huge advocate of the idea that they're only going to play Dak because he's getting paid so much. There's a lot of teams in the league that would happily trade for Dak regardless of the contract.
Yeah, Tampa honestly probably would.
Yeah, Tampa would. Carolina would love to have a quarterback. The Browns would love to have a quarterback who spends more time in the court than he does on the practice field. Colts would love to have him.
Yeah, Matty Ice is done. Dude.
Commanders.
Well,
they wouldn't trade a division, but
they need to trust. Commanders need a new owner, a new stadium, a new roster.
I'm surprised. New roster, just a new owner and a new stadium.
I was really expecting them once they had to change their name. I thought they would just relocate. To be honest with you,
they should have.
They really should have.
And then the last game was the. That's right.
Another boring football game.
Hey.
Everyone got right, including the coin, dude. Screw the coin. Everybody hates the coin.
On the upside, this is the last time we have to see Denver in a primetime game.
Is it really the last time?
I sure hope so.
I
don't know
hope
for
it
certain,
is.
but I don't think that.
One. They have another.
Why are they playing, dude? They've been through it's been week 6, and they play
They've
four
had
primetime games.
There's 4. They had the max of 5.
I mean,
my God,
check their schedule.
It's so bad, dude. Every game has been terrible. Terrible.
But it's kind of like a car crash where it's so terrible, but you're gonna watch as you're driving by.
I mean, I guess if you like defense, you really enjoy the games. But good God,
Sunday on the 30th, they play at 9:30 a.m. in England. So I wouldn't really call that. Oh, they got a Sunday night game against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they're gonna get destroyed.
The last game of the season is against Chargers Broncos in Denver. It's TBD.
Oh boy. Well, that was our recap kind of on week 6. I mean, it was kind of what we expected. We kind of just messed up because we were taking some swings, but at the end of the week, it leaves the overall. Let's go ahead and start with you, Dominic.
Yeah, I actually had a pretty good week this week. I got a 10-4 record that leaves me at a 51-42-1 record going out this week.
Good week.
Yeah, good week. I'm at 54%.
You needed that week,
I did
dude.
That.
You were starting to lag.
I need to recover.
Yeah, so 54% for Dom.
The Jets definitely saved me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I went 7-7. I feel like that's not that bad for as many swings as I took. So yeah, I'm 50-43-1. Leaves me at a 53%. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with that because either I was going to do really well this week or really bad, and I just ended up being even. So I was pretty happy. Chase went 6-8 this week. Harsh week for Chase there, man. Yeah, pretty bad. So that definitely it brings him back to reality a little bit with the rest of us. So he's 53-40-1.
He's only got a 2-game lead now.
Yeah, and he's
3-game lead honestly over you.
Yeah,
so.
And he's at 56% win percentage. TK went 8-6, a decent week, but that leaves him at 42-36, and that leaves him at a 40. There's no S of 45%.
There's not. It's got to be 54.
Hold on, quick maths. But what's 42 plus 36?
That's
though?
right.
Sorry, hold on. Math is a little hard. 78. So do 42 divided by 78.
53.
So TK has a 53%. He's tied with me.
Oh, so he must have not been here for like a week or something.
Yeah, he missed the first week.
Because we did the calculation.
Yeah, he missed the first week. Sorry for that. And then the coin, if you want to give the coins.
Yeah, the coin had a 9-6 week.
Let's go coin.
Yeah, coin. Jason Garrett.
No one claps for the coin.
Let's listen. That was Jason Garrett's only coaching ability was the clap.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
we have to clap. We have to clap.
Damn it.
For the coin.
Go Bulls.
This is Jason Garrett. But it went 9-6. It's got a 51-43-1 record, just the same as me there, 51-42-1 at 54%. It's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to week 7, and we start off with Thursday Night Football.
I think you say it like it's going to be boring, but I think this is going to be an offensive game.
You're right. These two teams have always put on a pretty good game.
It's division rivals who I think
it's
have...
not.
Definitely not division.
Oh, I thought that said Falcons.
I get you.
Oh, never mind. Oh, he looked at vertical.
But yeah, so Saints and Cardinals should be. I think will be a decent game.
That makes one of us.
I'm riding with the Saints as well as Chase and Jason Garrett, and so is Ryan. So that means there's one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. I just think that this is a game where the Cardinals are going to be able to be like, hey, look, we're still coming in for the playoff push. So,
also, I just got to say before we go any further in our picks, TK's busy
fighting fires.
Yeah. Well,
saving lives.
Yeah, he's a little busy fighting fires and stuff, so he hasn't put in his picks yet. But we'll get him
kicking dicks and taking names, and he's all out of names.
But we're gonna get him in. Hopefully before we upload the podcast. Hopefully he'll send those in tonight. So
we'll get that in.
So you'll be able to see his picks. We just don't know what they are right now. Okay. So anyway, and then moving on off Thursday night.
Hold on, before we move on, I gotta ask Dominic a question.
Uh-oh.
Is Arizona going
to
be making a coaching change in the next 2 days?
Hopkins is coming back.
So Hopkins is coming back.
Hopkins is coming back.
I'm trying to pick him up in fantasy.
Michael Thomas is not going to play, so they have an advantage there.
Chris
They're at
Olave.
home, so they have another advantage there.
Olave is going to be their best.
However,
is it an advantage? Look at
they don't play well at home.
Arizona's not play. Arizona's better. If this was a road game in the
maybe
dome,
change my pick.
Cardinals win by 60.
Yeah.
I'm switching to the Cardinals actually.
Oh.
But anyway, I just think this is a get-right game for the Cardinals.
It needs to be.
And if they don't, I do think Cliff Kingsbury will be fired.
Yeah. But I think he should be fired, but I don't know if they will, because I don't know if the owners...
They will at the end of the season.
I don't know if
they don't fire him after this week.
I don't know if the owners can be willing to pay the rest, because they just signed him to a massive extension.
Yeah, they're still signing the guy they fired before Cliff.
Yeah, they're still paying... What was his name? Was that Steve Wilkes?
Steve Wilkes. They're still paying Steve Wilkes.
Oops.
All right, and then the next game we have is the Falcons and the Bengals.
It's going to be a sneaky, good football game.
Riding with the Falcons.
Contrast to what it says on the screen, I'm also going to ride with the Falcons. I've been thinking about it, dude. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm here for the late picks, dude, but I've been thinking about it. I think the Falcons have proved that they can play with teams that should be better than them. And I think the Bengals have looked pretty lackluster this year, and it's not like they've been dominant in very many games. And that seems to be where the Falcons kind of hold. I mean, because you got to remember, the Falcons almost beat the Rams. Yeah. So I'm going with the Falcons.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going with the Bengals because they're just the better football team. I think offensively they're really good. I'm not too scared about the Falcons' pass rush to get pressure on Joe Burrow. The problem is the Bengals are playing off.
Sorry, off screen we're changing some picks, and we're just completely fucking about. Go ahead, Ryan.
The Bengals need to smarten up on offense.
They do. They're playing stupid.
They're playing because they spent so much money and they upgraded their offensive line. In theory, it should have been good. Last year, they were able to do this deep ball play continuously but now, even with their supposedly upgrade offensive line, teams are still getting pressure on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's still getting sacked, but they're still trying to go for these long, progressing passing plays. What are you doing?
If you change it, you can, dude.
And you notice a lot of teams now on defense, they're playing a lot of two deep safeties rather than playing one deep safety, so it's creating a lot more space in the middle of the field. So they should be throwing a lot more intermediate balls. The problem is they got Jamar Chase.
We're still talking about the Bengals?
Yeah, they got Jamar Chase.
Move on. We're trying to get through this in 30 minutes.
No, you're good, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Oh, we're at 29 minutes.
No, we're not. Well, you have to remember.
We started way late. Oh, yeah. We have a bunch of bonus footage we'll throw at the end, dude. Little blue.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
I know what you're saying. They
yeah.
need to get a little bit more sophisticated. They have some great wide receivers.
Yeah, they also need to get that running game in. Joe
Yes.
Mixon is not averaging any yards per carry.
Well, it's because the line sucks.
Well, it's also because he's the best running back at getting yards after running into the back of his line. Like I saw that somewhere on TikTok and I can't get it out of my head. But yeah, anyway, some really good Bengal picks there. But next game we have the Lions and the Cowboys.
How dare you?
I am
Both of you that are here.
I
How
am
dare
going
you?
against the home.
Sorry for being right.
I am going against the home, but sorry for being right. The Cowboys are going to win this game.
I'm going to the Lions. I'm still riding with the homies, chasing the coin. And TK, I know for sure. TK hasn't made his pick, but he's made his goddamn pick. He's riding with the Lions.
Jason Garrett.
We are-
Jason Garrett's going with the Lions.
Sorry, I keep saying the coin.
You're good.
Jason Garrett. Who is Jason Garrett? By
He's
the
the
way?
old coach of the
Who's
Cowboys.
the old head coach for the Dallas Cowboys?
Okay, word.
Continuously went 8-8 with
All
Tony
right,
Romo and
dude,
his backup.
8-0.
Tony Romo never
Okay.
played.
All right.
Next, we got the Colts and the Titans. I think this is going to be a snooze.
Coin flip game.
This is the toilet bowl.
Yeah, it's a toilet bowl. Coin flip. I'm going to take the Titans.
Titans.
Listen, Tights beat Indianapolis 3 weeks ago in Indy.
Yeah, I think they can do it at home.
Eric Henry's playing better.
Yeah.
Chase is going to take the Colts, and then Jason Garrett's going to take the Colts as well. Next is the game that we were laughing about because we kept changing our picks.
Flip flopping. We're trying to get an advantage here.
Yeah, we're trying to get advantages here. I'm going to take the Packers. I had the Commanders originally, but then I swapped them when Aaron swapped it. But then Aaron swapped it back.
Yeah, I'm going with the commies.
Yeah.
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 I think Taylor Heineke is going to be the guy. I was going to potentially change it to the Packers because Ryan was the only one that was riding with the commies. Wait, I don't know why I was changing it, but I was going to go with the Packers just because I thought there was going to be a get-right game, like Dominic said, for the Cardinals there, and I don't know. Coin flip. I wouldn't bet on this game. Maybe, I don't know.
I think this game's going to boil down to Packers offense versus Washington defense. I'll take Washington's defense any day. Get pressure, cause Aaron to get uncomfortable. Doesn't play good when he's not comfortable.
Aaron Rodgers has one wide receiver.
Well, it's kind of his fault.
It's a Dookie-ass team.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Dookie-ass teams, we got the Bucks and the Panthers.
I'm going to swap my pick.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
All right, well.
I am picking the Carolina Panthers, and now so is Dominic.
No,
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, just me. I'm riding alone here on the Panthers against everyone.
You'll be the only one watching this game.
No, I'll be at the game.
You'll be at the game?
Yeah, I'll be at the game.
Oh. Can you get a refund on that?
No, I'm going to see the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
I don't
That's
know.
why we took a sip at the same time. That's why it was quiet.
And then our next game after that, still in a 1 o'clock window, we have the Giants at the Jacksonville Jags. I think
the Jags can win this game.
I think this is one that, the Jags, if they win, they really kind of prove themselves, and we can kind of hop back on that hype train
I'm hyping it back up.
that we had.
I'm hopping back on with Ryan.
So, what are you and Ryan going with?
I'm going with the Jaguars.
What are you going with?
County.
Well, in the room, I'm the only one going with the Giants, but out of the room, Chase, Jason Garrett are also going with the Giants. I think if I'm really kind of hopping on the fact that they might be for real.
I dedefinitely think the Giants are going to win this game, but I just want to see if the Jaguars can.
I think Jacksonville's is
They need it.
Jacksonville's well coached. Jacksonville is more talented as a roster,
Yeah.
and you got New York coming down to Jacksonville, Florida, in the middle of it's still kind of hot in the South.
That's what I'm saying. It is kind of hot down there. They're going to the Jaguars are going to definitely be wearing white uniforms. They do that down there. So.
And the Giants are a much more physical team, and physical teams will get tired.
Yes, they do.
In the hot heat.
Speaking of physical teams, that's almost as good as the fucking the honey mussy.
The honey mussy yak, dude. Uh-oh.
What did you do?
What? That was Chase, dude. It was a story about me throwing up in public for the first time.
Oh, I heard this.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm a super fan.
I'm so thrilled to be here.
It's an honor.
The only reason he's here because he won the name. He won the name of the
He's a
coin.
Make-A-Wish kid. right, next game we got Browns and Ravens. I'm the only one taking the Browns. I think the Browns are actually going to be able to pull this off. Try to get to 3-4 to try to even this thing back up and get the ship right for when Rapist comes back. I mean,
Let me read my notes I wrote for the Browns. What I don't like against the Patriots is
What I don't like about the Browns.
What I don't like about the Browns is that they didn't run the ball with Nick Chubb a whole lot in the game.
No, because they're trying to be like, oh look, Jacoby Brissett is a tradable asset.
But he's not. Everyone knows what
what
Jacoby Brissett is.
But there's a stupid team out there.
The Carolina Panthers.
Carolina.
Like, man, this guy's like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we'll get this guy a first-round pick.
We'll give him for...
You guys with CMC?
Listen, if Cleveland loses big this week, like they lost big last week against New England, I think you see Stefanski's name just creeping up the hot seat list.
I don't know. I don't think you can blame him.
But they're like, I get that they don't have a quarterback, but that team everywhere else on the roster is so incredibly talented.
They are lacking. Their defense has been lacking incredibly this year.
Personnel-wise, they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
And I don't think Deshaun's going to fix it.
I think your mom's the best.
No, I don't think Deshaun. I think Deshaun's going to make it worse. He didn't look that good.
No.
But
like I said, last time we saw him play, they went 4-12.
Next game, we got the Jets, the Cougars, and the Broncos. All right, so I'm going to take the Cougars here. I think we're going to ride to 5-2 and fuck the Broncos. They've been annoying, and I'm tired of them.
I'm taking the Cougs. I'm taking the Cougs. I think the Jets are on a warpath this year. I think they're really their coach. He said he was taking receipts. I believe him. He's looking dangerous, and the Broncos, their defense is all right, but I think they're going to look exposed.
Hey, Broncos country?
Broncos country? Let's ride. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. I don't like the Jets' offense at all. I don't think they have any pass game. I love I love Breece Hall at the running back position.
Joe Flacco.
I love the Jets' defense. That kind of scares me against Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is playing horribly.
Yeah.
But Broncos have been in every single game. Every single game's been they've been awful games.
It's been like a field goal game because they've literally lost by like a field goal every game.
Yeah, their defense is incredible.
Patrick Surtain is incredible.
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain is terrible. Like, it's incredible. Isn't terrible.
I like the Broncos, despite the fact that the Jets are...
I would take the Broncos here, but I kind of want to see the Jets win. So
Chase is also taking the Jets.
Yep, and then Jason Garrett's taking the Bronx.
Yes, sir. We ain't gonna clap hands.
But quick little round right here.
Clasp his hand.
Quick little round. All of us, including Jason Garrett, are agreeing that the Raiders are beating the Texans. So let's hope for a clean
Jesus
sweep.
Christ! If they don't beat the Texans, I'm done with the Raiders.
That's very true. That's very true.
If they don't beat the Texans, honestly, do you think they fired Josh McDaniels?
I don't know. He's such a cheap owner. What's his name?
He is.
What are they going to do? Pay him the rest of his contract?
You're right. They're already tired of having to pay John Gruden.
But also, he's an offensive coach. Their offense looks fine.
You're right.
You know, they've lost a lot of these games that they lost. They could have won every single one of those games.
Their first 3 games are very difficult, too.
Yeah, they've had a really hard schedule. All right, but
you're going to see the Raiders win like 4 or 5 in a row here, get back to 5-4, and no one's going to blink an eye.
I believe you. Kind of like the Chiefs last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we got the Seahawks and the Chargers.
Stop the shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Hawks, baby. I'm riding the Geno train. I'm punching my ticket once again. They got my belief. We'll see how it goes.
I think the Chargers just lost their kicker, or their kicker. He's out 2 to 4 weeks. He got injured.
They should have signed Rodrigo Blankenship.
Listen, Matt Amendola is about to get his 3rd job of the season.
Hell yeah!
Because he just got released by the Cardinals to make a roster spot for Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, no, it was the Cardinals who also signed Rodrigo Blankenship to the practice squad.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Why is he not kicking for the Colts? Hot Rod.
He missed like 2 cooks.
He missed like a kick, yeah.
Yeah, he missed like 1, and they're like, "All right, get out of here." I was like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
My bad, I'm not Adam Vinatieri.
Next, we got a pretty good game.
Oh wait, also Chase and Jason Garrett are both punching their Geno ticket train with me.
The Geno train. Next, we got a pretty good game. Brian, what do you think about this game?
What am I thinking about? I'm thinking 49ers defense was injured last week. 49ers defense is going to get healthy this week. Chiefs have not been looking as great against these stifling defenses, especially good pass rushes. The Bills had a decent enough pass rush. I think 49ers are going to generate a little bit more pressure. I think
their defensive line has always been crisp.
Yeah, I think they got a lot better coverage in the secondary, and I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be under duress. He needs to clean up the game a little bit,
like he was for the first 3 quarters in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's going to look but he's not going to have that fourth quarter against the San Francisco 49ers team.
He doesn't have that line.
I just think I can speak for everyone outside the room when I think that the Chiefs' offense is just too explosive for what the 49ers have.
And their defense has been better.
Yes. So the 49ers might have a great defense, but the Chiefs will still get at least 14, 17 points. At least. And I don't see the 49ers really being able to put that together. So me, Chase, and Jason Garrett are all riding with the Chiefs.
I don't know. Bills are a bad run team, and they were able to put up rushing yards against the Chiefs' D-line.
Bucks are a bad run game, and they put
but I think that
oh, never mind.
I think that they were planning. I think the Chiefs were planning more for a passing attack in that game.
Well, that's what they got.
With the
they
weapons.
got both.
They got both.
Yeah.
All right, next we got unfortunate. Oh wait, no. Yeah, well, we got a good game because we got Tua is kind of unfortunately coming back.
Tua gang sign Tonga Viola.
Yeah, I don't. If I was Tua, I don't know if I'd really come back. But
yeah, I'd be pretty scared to come back against that Steelers.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know if Pittsburgh's D-line is going to
Dude,
be...
oh my God, imagine if he comes back. I'm not wishing this at all. Knocking on wood. But man, my God, imagine if he comes back and he gets hurt again.
Listen, he's a small quarterback.
Yeah.
The Steelers have a good pass rush. Alex Highsmith,
Yes,
the pride of UNC Charlotte.
It's him and Larry.
Larry Ogunjobi. Listen, Alex Highsmith is like top, 6th in the league in sacks. Going into last week, he was tied for second with 5.5.
He led the NCAA in sacks.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good linebacker. Filling in TJ Watt's job pretty well.
Yeah. But the Steelers are definitely going to miss Kenny 3 picks here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he does throw 3 picks. I just think Mitchell Trubisky got lucky last week playing the Bucks.
I don't know.
Coming in the relief, and I'm picking the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm picking the Dolphins because Tua's coming back, and I just don't. Why is the Steelers' offense so bad? They've got 2 bona fide good wide receivers and a good running back.
Apparently, it's their offensive coordinator.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why this is happening so much, but me and everyone else out of the room is picking the Steelers. I don't really know why I'm picking the Steelers, but I'm picking the Steelers. So, time to bring out the terrible towels and start.
And then finally, we're gonna have a sweep on Monday Night Football with the Patriots.
Easy pick.
You mean with Bill Belichick's
Yeah, Bill
left
Belichick's left nut.
nut?
Right nut.
No, with Bailey freaking Zappi.
Right nut.
Listen, Bailey Zappi's going to take Mac Jones' job. I am sorry to tell you this. Bailey Zappi does everything that Mac Jones does.
He's going to be the next Drew Bledsoe.
He is efficient. He's got such poise and confidence in the pocket that we don't see from Mac Jones. Mac Jones, that Bills game where he had 3 passing attempts, he was not the same quarterback afterwards because he had no confidence in himself.
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi does not give a crap.
Yeah.
And he's playing the offense better. He's not doing too much. He's not doing too little.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll
His
see.
third game threw for 304 yards against,
I'm not gonna
against the
lie.
Cleveland Browns. Blew out the Browns.
I say they've been winning.
Granted, Ramondre Stevenson ran for 163 yards, but
Yeah. But we're gonna move on to power rankings here. We're gonna try to run through these pretty fast. So Aaron, why don't you go ahead and start us off here?
Yeah, I think we'll do 5 apiece.
Sure.
So, starting in last, we have the Carolina Panthers.
Woo, woo!
Yeah, right above them, we have the Chicago Bears dropping 2 spots. Above them, we have the Commies going up 1, the Texans going up 1, and the Broncos going down 6.
Yeah, the Broncos dropping 6. That's pretty much the biggest mover so far we've seen. They suck.
Not
I
the
mean,
biggest
that
mover.
offense is horrible. The worst thing I think I've seen in a long time.
and they have an offensive head coach. So.
Yeah, and they have Russell Wilson. So,
They have,
not what we were thinking. Ryan, you want to go ahead and take the next 5 here?
Yeah, so next we got the Detroit Lions, the team of the house. I don't live here.
House team.
Yeah.
Then we got the New Orleans Saints, followed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we're going to round out mine with Arizona Cardinals dropping 6 spots. Jacksonville Jaguars also dropping 6 spots.
Yeah, those are 2 big droppers this week.
Yeah, Jacksonville's been looking real bad these last couple weeks.
Also, throughout the whole list, a lot of our teams seem to move up or drop about 6 spots, but I don't know how that worked out.
Just kind of happens.
Just kind of happens.
Listen,
but I think also, we got to look at this at the Steelers moving up 3 right there. I think that's pretty fair.
They did beat the Bucks. They beat them by their defense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. And then most teams that like the Lions, every team that was pretty much on bye kind of stayed where they were.
Maybe moved up 1.
Moved up 1 just because like a bad loss or whatever. But yeah, so that's why the Lions just stayed where they were just because they were on bye.
Yep. So the next 5 we're gonna have the Cleveland Browns dropping by 8 from that ugly loss they had to the Patriots.
Ooh.
And then
bad.
the Colts are gonna stay where they're at, even though they did win this week.
I think
they're gonna stay where they're at.
it's not a great
That's because
They're
teams
just not a
moved
great
up.
team.
Dude.
Yeah, it's just because teams
moved
are
up.
moving up. And the biggest mover right here is the Patriots. We see at 6.
Go!
Yep.
And then we got the Raiders and the Titans on both on bye, just moving up 1 just by virtue of that.
Man, Vegas has 1 win. Why am I below the Raiders?
The Raiders are just such a good team.
I know,
We can't
They
justify.
should be
there.
like
Yeah.
top 10. They should be. I just don't know what the hell's going on. I think once again it stems back to their first 3 weeks was just
And they're also in a
gauntlet.
brand new coach.
Yeah.
And a roster that is bad because of their former GM.
And also you got the Browns moving down 8 though. Also, I'm sorry to cut you off.
I was
The Browns moved down 8.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
What you got, Ryan?
I was just going to say the Raiders don't have a whole lot of young talent because their former GM did not know how to draft. He would shake a little magic 8 ball and be like, ooh, let's take Alex Leatherwood.
Yeah, no, horrible picks. But what you got next, Aaron?
Next, rounding out the 19th spot. Correct?
That is
17th. Yeah, 19th, you're right.
19th is the Seattle Seahawks. They are moving up 8 spots.
No, it's the 17th.
No, it's not. Because it's 1 more than what it is.
You're right.
Yeah. I've done this once or twice. I've seen a thing or two.
Yeah.
State bum, bum.
not sponsored.
No, not sponsored.
No,
Okay.
it's 1 less.
No, it's not.
Because it starts on number 2.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, so
Oh.
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently
Hey, you were on my team, bro. You
Apparently
can't even.
you've been seeing through those little drunk glasses. I don't know.
Yo. Okay.
Seattle's in at 17.
Holy fuck. Yeah, sorry. Rounding out the 17th spot is the Seattle Seahawks. Followed right ahead of them is the Falcons. They move up 7. We have the Dolphins somehow moving up 1. That's all right. It's just how things roll. We have the Rams moving down 1. And the Packers moving down 2.
Just shout out to the Falcons. I mean, like I said, 3-3, tied in the division.
Yeah.
They're south. So.
Very easily could be winning the division if not for a really bad roughing the passer call.
Very true.
That is very true.
One thing to note about the Falcons, they don't have Calvin Ridley for the year.
That's also true.
Imagine if they had Calvin Ridley back. This offense...
And Cordell Patterson's hurt.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Listen, this Falcons team, Arthur Smith is looking to be a pretty good head coach. They're winning with Marcus Mariota, who I think at his best is probably a top-end backup.
Yeah. But, all right, Ryan, go ahead and take us here at the number 12 spot.
Would it be number 12?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely 12. All right, dropping 4 spots. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Dookie.
Next up, we got the New York Jets rising 4 spots.
Attaboy.
Right outside the top 10. Right outside the top 10.
Right outside.
Next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals moving up 2 spots.
Right into the top 10.
Yeah, right where, I feel like they're a top 10 team despite their record.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers dropping 4 spots. I think we're going to see them start to trend back up a little bit in the upcoming weeks. And then we have the Dallas Cowboys moving up 1 spot despite a loss because
It's just the comeback.
it was a good loss. I think if Dak was there, they would end up winning.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We've seen the Eagles struggle in the second half a lot.
Yeah.
So the Eagles are vulnerable, and we're going to see that in the power rankings.
Listen, I would not be surprised if by the end of the season you told me Dallas was leading this division.
No, I would not be surprised either.
I would be.
Anyway, the next team we're going to get to is the next 5 is the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to drop 3 to another loss. When will this team be able to put together a second half, put together a fourth quarter? Not sure when. The Vikings are going to move up 4 just because they have 1 loss.
Yeah,
they have 1 loss.
But they don't.
I don't think any of us.
5-1.
I don't think any of us really like them there because
I don't like them.
They've squeaked out like so many BS wins.
They don't
dude.
have a single notable win on this game.
No, they don't.
Not at all.
Well, they did beat the Packers,
But they lost.
The Packers are bad.
They're
They
bad.
are bad.
Their only loss to the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I mean, I guess that's
Their only
fair,
loss is a
but
good loss, but none of their wins. I would argue
none of their wins
That's
are
true.
good wins.
It's a good loss, but bad wins.
I would argue their loss is better than their wins.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Their loss is better than their wins. And then the next team above the Vikings is the Chargers. They're going to move up 1 with their win.
They played okay.
Yeah,
They still got the dub.
They still got the dub.
They're not healthy.
They're
they
not
need to get
healthy.
healthy, but
They
they're
beat
also
them by
the
a
Chargers,
field
so they may
goal.
never get healthy.
Yeah. But the biggest mover, I think, by virtue of winning,
The number 4 spot.
the number 4 spot, the New York Giants.
New York Football Giants,
Let's go,
baby.
G-Men.
Concrete jungles where dreams are made of.
Yeah.
New York.
And then we'll do the last 3 one by one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Chiefs are staying where they were the previous week. Tough L, it is kind of what it is.
It's whatever. You
yeah.
lost to the Bills. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
Number 2 spot, we got the Philadelphia Eagles dropping 1. Despite their 6-0, we're starting to
Yes.
see some weakness from them.
Yes.
If the
And-
Bills had lost,
If the Bills had lost to the Chiefs, the Eagles would have remained at number 1.
and the Chiefs would be number 2.
And the
Yeah.
Chiefs would be number 2.
Which
the
I
Bills
think
would be
is
number
fair.
3.
Yeah, I mean that would be it.
Yeah.
But-
But the Bills are actually going to take the number 1 spot this week because they had beaten the Chiefs. Their only loss on the season is a 2-point loss to Miami, which they
21-19.
lost. And I mean, that was just a crazy
When
game.
Miami was
Yeah,
healthy,
Miami was fully healthy. Miami was hot. The Bills were just, they're just cruising
And
and stuff like
wasn't
that.
that game in Miami?
Yeah.
The game was in Miami.
That's another one of those. And that was
that was
early
that
on
game.
in
That
the
was that
season.
game at the end where they hugged each other because they were so exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
That was
when
game.
Josh Allen had so many passing
Yeah,
attempts.
there was 63 pass attempts.
Yeah.
So that was that game.
This
So-
is a completely different Bills team.
Yeah,
we saw
so
them run the
this-
ball well against the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I think also if the Eagles were to play the Chiefs, they would catch an L. I think if the Eagles were to play
yeah.
the Bills, they would catch an L. So maybe the Eagles deserve even a 3rd spot in the power rankings. But it's
I don't know.
I just wasn't saying that's the hard thing. But I think if they played
Yeah, but
either
they
of those
They
two teams,
did beat a lot of teams. Beat a lot of teams.
yes. But I also think they haven't played powerhouses quite like that
No.
yet.
Why did they beat the
They're not gonna. If you
The
look
Cowboys aren't a powerhouse team.
top 10?
I would say.
But
they're
you
powerhouse
can't
team.
put no.
That defense is a powerhouse.
The defense is, but the offense isn't.
No, but with Dak.
Listen, despite the power rankings, I would probably argue the Cowboys are the 2nd best team in the whole NFC.
NFC
In the whole NFC.
Oh fuck, you're right.
I would make that argument.
I would still put
I
the
think
Giants
that-
above you. I think.
I mean, I
Giants
like
would
the
be-
Giants. I am really liking what I'm seeing from the Giants.
I
But
think. I think the
going.
I think the Vikings could still squeak out
You
their signature 1 to 2 point
You know-
win.
You know what would prove it to me from the Giants? If they lost and they came back and they rattled off 2 wins, and then if they lose
Well-
again, they come back and rattle off a win.
They got their.
But they don't go on like a losing streak,
Cowboys' next 2 games, they got Lions, Bears, and then they're on bye.
Have you seen?
They need to win the next 2 games.
Look up the Falcons' schedule right now and tell me they're not going to be at least 9-win team. Because I'm telling you, bro, this shit's crazy.
Falcons are good.
Throughout week 15, look at their schedule,
Except
So
Kyle
they
Pitts, that
play,
was
they
a
play
bad
the
pick.
Bengals this week. Then they play the Falcons.
which is a potential L.
All right, so L, Dub, Chargers L.
No,
Falcons,
hold
or
on.
Panthers
That's Chargers
L.
at Falcons. That's West Coast traveling to East Coast in a 1:00 window game. Those are sneaky games.
That's a
which
trap
you,
game.
That
And
you,
they've been playing hella good at home.
I say you usually see.
Look at all their dubs. Home.
Yeah, dude.
I say,
Home. Yeah.
like
so-
look, Rams Falcons. That was the game where the Rams were up big and the Falcons started to come
Yes,
back.
dude.
I think
All right,
So,
so
okay.
I'll take an L on the Bengals, W on the Panthers, W1 the Chargers, W1 the Panthers, W1 the Bears, W1 the Commanders, W1 the Steelers, W1 the Saints. Oh my God!
I don't know. I would say lose to Saints. That's in New Orleans.
Saints is iffy.
Rivalry games are always
all right. L to the Ravens, L to the Cardinals,
Maybe.
L to the Bucs.
Maybe to the Cardinals. With how they've been playing, we'll see this week. So the Falcons are a really easy schedule. Yeah,
not as easy as the Eagles.
Eagles have
Eagles have one. Eagles have one tough game coming up, or the rest of the way. It's at Dallas.
But
where were we? Oh, did I close out? Oops, no, there it is. Power rankings.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, I think that's it. That's all for NFL.
Yeah, that's it for NFL.
Yeah, man.
It's been a wild season so far. You can tell just by the fact that Jason Garrett is hanging with us. He's actually like pretty much second.
Yeah.
Right. So
unfortunately, the real Jason Garrett is out of a job because he's really bad at what he does.
But yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So we're gonna move into. Hang on. Had to move some stuff around down there. So we're gonna move into some NHL right now, but we're gonna give you some live scores. So at the end of the first, the Senators are up on the Bruins 3-1.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive there. The Lightning is up 1-0 heading into in the second period. The Ducks are up 2-0 over the Devils in the second period. The Canucks are up 2-0 over the Blue Jackets in the second period. And then the Sharks are up 1-0 in the first period over the Islanders. And then still to play today, we have the Golden Knights at the Flames. Let's see here. The Sabres at the Oilers and the Kings at the Predators.
This is Tuesday, October 18th, by the way. We are recording this.
So any games tomorrow you guys are interested in? I like the Kraken. I want to see them play pretty well. So
yeah. But yeah,
I don't.
I think tomorrow, an interesting game would be the Jets and the Avalanche.
I want to see if the Avalanche can repeat.
I think it'd be very interesting.
Avalanche is a very good team.
But I think we should go ahead and just get into our playoff predictions for the NHL. Mm-hmm. This is something that we've been talking about. We'll kind of do the same. We'll do a little bit different, but it's kind of same point system for the playoff standings as we're going to do for the NFL. We'll kind of figure it out as we get there.
So a lot of people don't know how the NHL playoffs work.
Yes, that is very true. So I'll go ahead and explain it. So the way the playoff works is that there's 4 divisions in the NHL. And the way the playoff works is that the top 3 from each division are automatically in the playoffs.
There's 2 conferences as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So two conferences. So the top 3 from each division automatically make the playoffs. And then the last 2 wild card spots are open to just whoever has the most points between that singular conference. So it doesn't matter the division you're in. So there's 8 teams that make it. 6 are from just 2 divisions, and then the last 2 are from either division in the conference.
Just based on points.
Yeah, just based on points.
And in the NHL, it does not matter your win total. So the number 1 team in the league necessarily doesn't have to have the most wins.
Yeah,
they could have the most amount of points.
Yeah, so points in the NHL are you get 2 for a win, 0 for a loss, and 1 point for a tie. Or sorry, not a tie.
1 point if you lose in overtime.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So 1 point if you lose in overtime.
Do you get anything if you tie?
There's no ties.
Oh, there's no ties.
Yeah. There's no ties. I don't know why they do
the little shootout.
Yeah,
TJ
I'm like the most NHL oriented person. Yeah, I've played hockey, and I don't know why the fuck they tie.
We can tie in broom ball.
Yeah, you can tie them. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and run through my
also tie in
prediction.
Football.
Yeah, you can tie in football.
Not college. There's a little tidbit in case no one knew that.
Facts.
But all right, Ryan, why don't you go ahead and run down yours NHLs?
All right, so
we'll do you.
I'm gonna do a little caveat. I haven't really played the NHL in about 7 years.
But who did you used to like?
So I grew up in Raleigh, going to a lot of Canes games. We had Canes tickets, but I was also born in Boston.
Oh yeah.
I was still raised in the South, but both my parents had heavy ties to Massachusetts. So I grew up kind of like a split Canes Bruins fan. Really more of a Canes fan because I always saw them. But I also know the Canes are really good. That's why I have them making the playoffs in my East. I've heard the Rangers are good and young. They didn't used to be.
Yeah, well, they were in the Cup last year, I believe so.
Oh, I don't remember.
Huh?
I have the Pittsburgh Penguins simply a legacy pick because I'm pretty sure they still have Sidney Crosby and they still have Evgeny Malkin. I'm not quite sure who their goalie is, and ultimately, when it comes, well, I guess it's not playoff rankings. It's just regular season. In regular season, it just doesn't really, your number one goalie really doesn't matter as much. You still have to have a good goalie, but it's more about goalie rotation because your number one goalie is not going to play all 82 games.
Yeah, no way, Jose.
But in the playoffs, it's definitely about you
play 82.
I still remember. Never mind. We'll get to that later.
Ooh.
What else do I got? I got the Maple Leafs just because they got a lot of talent on there. Florida Panthers, heard they're good. Tampa Bay Lightning are old, but they're still in it every single year.
Yeah, they played a lot of games. That roster's played a lot of games.
Yeah. They've gone deep in the playoffs, so you might actually... I wouldn't be surprised if you see Tampa Bay completely miss the playoffs just because their legs are gone.
No, I'm just fast. Yeah, they've been playing basically to the Stanley Cup Finals almost every year.
Yeah. Philadelphia Flyers, I got in there.
They're young.
They're young, doing it for my boy Dominic over here. And also, like Philly fans, I hope they throw more batteries at Santa.
Dominic actually just renounced.
Yes, I have renounced my citizenship as a Flyers fan.
As a Flyers fan?
Yeah.
All right, this is all for me. I am now the Flyers fan in the house. Forget the Canes. Fly, Flyers fly.
Fly, Flyers, fly. And you got one more.
Oh, I got the Montreal Canadiens. Legacy pick.
Avalanche beat last year the Rangers, right?
No, Lightning.
They beat the Lightning?
In the Stanley Cup, yeah.
Boom!
Damn, all right.
But did Rangers make it deep in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
They got to the
Eastern
Conference Finals, yeah.
Okay. I'll just run through the West real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and run your West.
All right, I got the Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers probably have the two best players in hockey right now.
Yes, they do.
Golden Knights, just because I think they maybe have 1 or 2 more years left on that old roster that they drafted. Yeah. Avalanche are clearly one of the best teams because they just won the Cup and they are loaded with talent. The St. Louis Blues I'm picking just because growing up they were always a super tough physical team. I don't know if that still translates now, but I kind of like them. Plus, I don't know, I kind of like Missouri. Dallas Stars, again, I think they still have some good, either young talent. They also have some veteran players. I got the Nashville Predators, don't know why, and then the Minnesota Wild because
because they got the flower.
Because I needed to pick one last team, and I didn't trust anyone. What am I going to do? Pick the Canucks?
The Canucks.
Listen, they don't have the Sedins anymore.
They're done.
They don't have Sedins and Roberto Luongo. So
but the Bruins don't have no more Chara, man. He's out. He's retired.
They didn't have Chara last season. And guess what? They were the best team in the NHL. They won the President's Cup.
Who?
The Bruins.
Oh, my bad.
Last year, they were the number 1 regular season team, most points.
Oh, well, congratulations. Did they win the Stanley Cup?
Really?
Yeah. Then it doesn't fucking matter.
Really?
No. Huh? Really? I thought they won the President's Cup last season.
They won the President's Cup. We need a fact check. Presidents. Dominic cannot type.
Make sure you do
Schedule.
hockey. Make sure you do hockey.
Florida Panthers.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Oh. Yeah, but Bruins were way behind.
Dude,
They won it 2 years ago. They won it during the COVID year. All right, moving on.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and run mine real fast. So I got the Eastern Stanley Cup playoffs here. It's going to be the Carolina Hurricanes, the Washington Capitals, the New York Rangers. And then I got the Boston Bruins, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Philadelphia Flyers, and the Detroit Red Wings. I think the Hurricanes are the best team in the league, potentially. Just go Canes, baby. Go Canes.
Go Canes, baby.
I love the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have some of my favorite unis in the league. I know the Rangers were pretty close last year. I could potentially see them going to the Cup this year. Either them or the Hurricanes out of the East for me. And then the West, I got Edmonton at the top. I think I'm the only one that has them at the top. And then I have the Flames right underneath them. And then, like Aunt Ryan was saying, I think the Golden Knights have one more season, maybe 2 out of that old roster that they were drafting. Basically, I think them and the Kraken are going to basically swap. We can maybe see the Kraken in the Stanley Cup in the next 2 to 3 years. But then I got the Avalanche. They just won last year, so definitely taking them. St. Louis Blues, they got some awesome unis. I love their alternates, especially from Shell. So that's the only reason I pretty much got them in there. And then I got the Predators. I know that they're back up there, kind of making a run back into the playoffs.
Smashville.
I got the Sharks. The Sharks were in it a couple of years ago. I'm not sure if they're good anymore. I just had to throw a team in there. And then the Kraken, because I'm rooting for them. I like to see expansion teams do well. So I'm definitely going to root for the Kraken.
Hell yeah.
Woo-woo.
Good picks, I think. I don't know. We'll see.
I have no idea. Not really big watching. I watch the NHL, but I don't really know who's good.
I feel you. I definitely watch quite a bit of NHL. Grew up playing it, obviously. But so in the East, in the Metropolitan Division, I have Carolina being the number 1 seed, Rangers being the number 2, and the Capitals being the number 3. And then in the Atlantic Division, I have the Bruins being number 1, Lightning being number 2, and the Maple Leafs being number 3. And then my 2 wild card teams are the Red Wings and the Penguins. And then in the western side of everything, in the Pacific Division, I have the Flames number 1, the Oilers number 2, and the Kings number 3.
Let's go Kings.
Let's go Kings, baby. And then in the Central Division, I have the Avalanche number 1, the Blues number 2, and the Predators number 3. And my wild card teams are the Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken. I don't really know if anything needs explaining other than the Red Wings on the eastern side being how high they are. I just think they've drafted pretty well. I think their youngsters are going to play above where they were expected to be. And then in the West,
Your Kings for sure.
I think the Kings will. They've been kind of rebuilding, but also just the Pacific Division looks pretty weak to me. Looking through it, past the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure about that. And then also the Kraken sliding in there. I think they've shown promise with their development already. And I think that if not this season, with them making the playoffs, it'll be next season.
I just realized I left the Bruins out of my East.
Oh, yeah?
Too bad.
Well,
Screw it, Grandma. They're not making it.
Well, who do you want to swap out?
No, we're doing it live.
Doing it live? No more doing
Screw it, we're doing it live.
Yeah, but... No, I mean, the NHL is always so, competitive every year. You can never know anybody can come out of anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we look at the MLE. I mean, nobody saw there was going to be the Phillies and the Padres in the NLCS tonight.
I don't think the Padres.
Speaking of that game has already started. So
I think that game's
It's probably over.
Yeah, it's 0-0. Speaking of the MLB, the Yankees have won. They're moving on to the ALCS to play the Astros tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. That game starts tomorrow night.
Best of 7 series.
Yeah.
I think the Yankees are definitely taking that, dude.
No.
I don't know.
Astros have better pitching.
Yeah.
I think Astros hit the ball a little bit better. Obviously Yankees are known for their home runs, but it's the home run or bust. I think the Astros have a little bit more people who are just gonna, be smart, hit the ball into play.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Get people on bases.
Yeah, but who could have thunk that it could have been let's see, the Houston Astros versus the San Diego Padres in the World Series? That'd be awesome.
Padres, Phillies, that is a 5-6 seed.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love seeing that.
That's baseball.
But I mean, hey, I did not renounce my Phillies, fandom. I do still love the Phillies. I just don't really pay attention to baseball that much anymore.
Yeah,
but when the Phillies are good, they're good. I mean, it's really fun. I got the Fanatic back out. The Phillies fans we're excited again. I know that city, we have the Eagles are doing well. The 76ers are hot. The Phillies look like they're good. Flyers are young and dumb, but they maybe could make some moves in the NHL playoffs.
It's a good time to be a Philly fan.
It is a really good time to be a Philly fan.
Yeah, it's a bad time to be a Royals fan, I'll tell you what.
Royals.
Kansas City Royals, baby.
Man,
MLB,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, the Royals.
Bad, but they got a lot of young talent. Bobby Wood Jr.
Yeah, but
let's
they got
go.
the Chiefs, so you can't be too upset if you're a Royals fan.
Yeah, that's true. But they're going to move to the Kansas City.
It could be worse. I mean, what could you be? You could be
What? A Tigers fan?
You could be a Detroit fan.
Yeah. Detroit won more games.
Detroit anyway. Detroit anything. You could be a Detroit fan. You could be a Chicago fan.
Yeah, an Eminem fan.
I mean, they got the Cubs back in 2016. Eminem. You'd be a Tupac fan. I don't think he's coming out with
Listen, dude, 7 Mile, best movie ever.
7 Mile.
It really made me snap back to reality. Oh, there goes spaghetti.
My arms are heavy. Knees weak. Arms spaghetti.
He's vomiting on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous.
Weenie won't get hard. Too many whiskeys already.
But the surface, he looks calm spaghetti to drop palms. But he keeps on spaghetti when he rolls down. The whole crowd goes spaghetti.
Sport ball.
Human music.
Human music. I like it.
What?
It's from Rick and Morty. Okay.
I've never seen that show.
Yeah, you have.
No, I've never seen that show.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gotten old.
I know some of the
They're coming out with a new season.
I know some of the references. Like today, one of my coworkers got really nervous because I was sitting there going, "Let me out, let me out."
This is not a dance.
I'm begging for help.
I'm pleading for help.
Please, God, let me out.
And they're like, "Ryan, are you okay?" I was like, "Well, never."
Never.
Oh, that dude. Also, if you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, you're also okay. Never.
But first,
didn't know those existed.
First, before we move on, when do we know when the checkers start? Do they start around the same time?
I think they've already started.
Okay, hell yeah. So, yeah, shout out to the Charlotte Checkers. We were definitely going to go to some of their games.
Yeah, I want to go to a game for sure.
We're going to get some footage for you guys, put it up on TikTok anytime we go to live games. I'll have some stuff from the Bucks game, booing the Panthers as always.
Bet.
I'll boo Baker Mayfield even though he's not playing. Yeah, we booed him for TK when we were there. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we were
we
like,
did.
boo! We saw Baker sucks! Baker sucks! And all that shit. But yeah, no, we definitely go to a lot of live Charlotte sports, so we're excited for that.
I love when we went to the one win that the Panthers have, and we were still booing them, dude.
Who did they beat?
The Saints.
They did beat the Celtics.
The last time we had a home win, which was over a year ago, we beat the Saints. So
then they beat the Saints again. That's
Yeah.
your one win?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Shut up, dude.
You're gonna be feeling those games next season.
Yeah, you
Nah,
will. You're
we're gonna
feeling them
get
pretty
Dak.
much this
We're
season.
gonna get Dak.
Nah, he's gonna be feeling that this
It's
season.
gonna be Cooper Rush.
So you're gonna end up with Cooper Rush and Jeff Driscoll.
No, they're gonna trade Russell Wilson to us for a half a jack and a microwave.
Oh, nice.
Future consideration.
Future considerations
Draft consideration.
and draft considerations. Yeah.
No, he's going to the Jets for Braxton Berrios.
We'll see in the NHL. Just to kind of wrap up the NHL here, we'll see how our playoff standings wrap up. Like I said, we're probably going to do the same kind of scoring system and stuff like that.
How many points do you get for a correct team?
We'll do like 0. We'll do like from a 0 to 7.
Oh, okay.
And if you have 7 points, that's worse. So it's like golf scores.
Well, we should only do 3.
Oh
the
yeah,
NHL.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
You're right.
I'm gonna get the worst.
We'll figure it out because Chelsea season's long. So, but as we were talking about Charlotte sports, there we were talking about the Charlotte Checkers, but we definitely need to talk about the Charlotte Hornets, or should we say the Charlotte what?
Hornets basketball.
What is
Maybe the behind the bars.
What is fucking Jordan teaching these boys, dude?
What is he putting in the water over there?
I keep seeing the comments. It's like, man, the Hornets players just keep playing on the wrong court. That's pretty
That's a
true.
good one.
Yeah, Montrezl Harrell getting arrested for having 3 pounds of weed in his car.
Holy shit!
Oh, yeah,
What?
yeah, dude. It's like, why don't you have a mule for that, dude? You make enough money. Have someone carry that shit for you. So we have Harrell getting a 3-pound. That's like a bad charge, and then we have Miles Bridges just slapping around his wife and potentially his kids, and now we have James Bouknight.
Slap's a little bit of an understatement, my friend.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But then we have James Bouknight
Getting multiple DUI charges.
getting he had a reckless driving charge 6 days before he just got recently a DWI while he was found passed out in his car
in a public parking garage?
in a public parking deck.
Something's wrong with him.
So yeah.
So yeah, I got the Hornets at the number 1 seed in the East.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
What a story.
You ever heard of the
I
Jailblazers from
think-
the 90s?
I think
No, it's a serious team.
I
They're
think
all like...
I think it all went downhill after James Borrego got fired.
No, it all
should've never fired
It
James
all went
Borrego.
downhill when they put a team in Charlotte.
That's also very
And
true.
they brought it back. Yeah.
No, they always kept it. It's just they went to the Bobcats.
And that was even worse somehow.
That's pretty worse.
We have the worst record in NBA history.
But so since we're going to talk about the
7
NBA
and
this week,
59.
we had to bring in kind of a pseudo expert. I mean, Ryan has always been kind of jazzed up on the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's always been more of an NBA guy than anything. So he's going to be able to talk to us pretty heavily today about the NBA and maybe give some really detailed picks and stuff like that.
I'll do my best.
So I'm just going to run through mine because I don't really plan on watching the NBA this much this year. I just know that there's a couple of good teams and that they're pretty much always good. So to run my East, I'm going to take the 76ers at the top. I think James Harden's going to lose some weight and get a shot back. And him and Joel Embiid are probably going to get some good chemistry there. I'll take the Bucks. They're good. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'll take the Celtics. I like their new jerseys. The Heat are
I like their jerseys are worth 20 wins at the least.
I like the Heat. Jimmy Buckets is a dark horse MVP candidate, if you think so. And then the Cavaliers, I do like them. I like their young rebuilding team. And then the Nets, I like Kevin Durant. Maybe he can wield this team back into contention. The Raptors, I've heard they're going to be good. And then I like the Chicago Bulls from last year.
The Bulls.
Don't know if they're going to do much this year.
The Bulls.
And then I'll take the Knicks, the Knickerbockers, and stuff like that. And then I'll take the Chicago Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks. I'll take the Atlanta Hawks. And then the West. I don't really care about the West, so I'm taking the Warriors, the big three. The Clippers, the Suns, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies. I like
Whoa.
I'll take the Pelicans. I think Zion is going to finally do something. Maybe. The Mavericks with that guy. What's his name?
Luka Doncic?
Yeah, Luka Doncic. The T-Wolves with the other guy, Karl Anthony
Towns, Rudy Gobert.
I don't know. I'm taking the Kings because Ryan took them, and then I'm taking the Lakers because of LeBron. So that's my top 10 for the East and the West. Aaron, would you like to go?
I would love to go. In the East, I'm still riding with the Bulls. I know that's
Balls. Alright, I don't watch the NBA that much, but even I know that's not a good pick.
Dude, I got a problem.
They were number one in the East last year. I know it's a bit heinous.
They were?
At one point.
Well,
And then they ended up being what? A playing team.
Well,
what?
Well,
what?
I got the Bulls number one.
They
Listen.
don't have Lonzo.
Listen, DeMar DeRozan's grandma doesn't think they're going to be number one.
Well, then it'll be a shock to her and everyone else.
Oh, well.
Bulls number one, baby. I'm
All
not
right.
saying I'm confident on it. I'm taking a swing. And then in my second place, I have the 76ers, followed by the Miami Heat. And then I have the Boston Celtics coming in, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Brooklyn Nets, the Atlanta Hawks. I think they're really going to be better. I mean, I'm not really better than just kind of where they're supposed to be in the East. The Cavs coming in after the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Raptors are heading out, are ending out my Eastern Conference playoffs. In the West, I have the Warriors leading the West. I know it's a bit ridiculous, but, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Speaking of ridiculous.
In second, I have the Grizzlies. I don't think that's that ridiculous.
Listen, they won 56 games last year, and Ja was out for like 20 games.
They
Yeah.
played better without him.
I don't think that's that ridiculous to have the Grizzlies at number 2. So I'm sticking with them at number 2. Number 3, I have the Nuggets. At number 4, I have the Mavs. I'm a really big Luka Doncic believer. I just think he can carry the whole team the whole season.
You're a believer?
I'm a believer. Yeah, so the Mavericks, and then after them, I have the Timberwolves. After them, I have the Suns, followed by the Pelicans. If Zion stays healthy, they should be a very dangerous team. After the Pelicans, I have the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Rockets.
Nice.
I mean,
I like the Rockets there.
I think the Rockets are going to be a sneaky good team. I just think I'll go into it when I go into my picks.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Just start going.
All right. Do you want me to do go a little detail?
Yeah, go detail.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
we don't know a lot about NBA, so you're
I
gonna be
got
kind
you.
of our NBA guy.
So I don't have Rockets, so we're just doing. So I guess I should explain how NBA playoffs work.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the way the NBA playoffs work is similar to hockey, and the NBA is split up into two conferences: the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Each conference has 3 divisions in it, 5 teams per division. It doesn't matter if you win your division; the playoffs are all just based on your record nowadays.
Cool.
If the top 6 teams in the conference are locked into the playoffs, then you have the 7, 8, and the 9, 10th seed. They play in what's called a play-in game, where 7 plays 8. Whoever wins that game goes. They go in the playoffs at the 7th seed. Whoever loses that game goes and has to play the winner of the 9, 10 seed. Whoever loses the 9, 10 seed, they're out of the playoffs. Whoever wins then has to go play the loser of 7, 8, and whoever wins that game goes in. So if you're the 7 or the 8 seed, you have to win one of 2 games, whereas if you're the 9 or 10 seed, you have to win 2 games in a row to make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
So back to the Rockets. I have the Rockets just out of the playoffs at that 11th seed. I really like their talent. They got a lot of good talent. I think Jalen...
Don't they still have a lot of first-round picks coming up?
Oh, they have a metric crap ton of Brooklyn picks, yeah. I like Jalen Green. I'm pretty sure that was his name. Jalen Green, their shooting guard they drafted last year out of the G League. I think he's really good. I think you might see him take a step up, average 23 points. Definitely going to be in the most improved player conversation. They just re-signed their point guard Kevin Porter Jr. to a long-term extension. They just drafted Jabari Smith Jr. 3rd overall. He's a real good 3-and-D guy. I don't think he's the type of power forward who you can give the ball to and he can create his own shot. He needs other people to create the shots for him. But he's such a lethal corner 3-point shooter, regular 3-point shooter. And he just plays good defense. He's kind of tall and lanky like a Jaren Jackson Jr. from Memphis. So he's real good with switching. You can switch him onto guards, and he still has the agility with his feet to guard them. So I guess I'll start with my Eastern Conference.
Yeah, go ahead. Take us in.
All right,
take us to your number 10, actually. Run us from 10 up to 1.
All right. So number 10. This seems to be a hot pick in the NBA community. Everyone thinks this team's going to be poo-poo stinky garbage.
Doo-doo shit poopster?
Yeah, doo-doo shit poopster. But I number 10, I got the Indiana Pacers. I just think they got a lot of young talent on this team. They got Chris Duarte, a forward from last year, who's going to be ideally in the starting lineup. They have Tyrese Halliburton. They traded from the Kings. He's going to be their point guard. He's a legit triple-double threat every single night.
Okay.
I like Miles Turner. But he's their center. They can trade him, flip him for something. They still got Buddy Hield on the roster, who's a lethal 3-point shooter.
Wow, Buddy Hield's on the Pacers?
Yeah, he's still on the Pacers.
He's been on there for a minute.
He was part of the Domantas Sabonis trade.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that big. Yeah, okay.
And number 9, I've got the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not as high on the Hawks.
Big dick trade.
They traded a lot for DeJounte Murray, and I figured this was before the Donovan Mitchell trade. They could have traded less and gotten Donovan Mitchell, who's arguably a better player. He fits, but DeJounte Murray fits a little bit better next to Trae Young, because Trae Young is not great on defense, whereas DeJounte Murray is a really good defender. The problem I see is that Trae Young needs to take a backseat a little bit. He needs to play a little more off-ball, whereas I don't see him playing too much off-ball. He's very much on-ball and needs the ball in his hand.
He's like a LeBron.
Yeah, sort of. I don't see him taking that step.
No.
So, what's the 8th seed? I've got the New York Knicks. I don't know. There's kind of a bad team. Julius Randle's okay.
They kind of just luck into the 8th seed.
I think RJ Barrett's going to take a step up, and you're going to see that he's going to be playing pretty well, but I don't really like the rest of their roster.
Yeah, they're the Knicks.
Yeah. 7th, I got the Brooklyn Nets. I don't like them. I think Durant is going to play less than 50 games. I think Kyrie's going to play less than 50 games.
Durant and Kyrie will get you to the playoffs, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Just their individual playoffs.
Now, if we're talking about, I think Nets would be a top 3 scariest team to play in the playoffs, because playoff basketball and regular season basketball, very different. I think you're going to see a big step up from Ben Simmons this year.
Hey, he actually has kind of a shot.
Does he? Did you see that live footage?
Yeah, they
And
didn't
he
show
airballed the hell out of it,
They
dude.
didn't show the rest of it, though.
Airball?
Yeah, but they didn't show the rest of the actual thing. He airballed one ball.
Stevie Wonder would have made it closer.
So would Frank.
What about Helen?
She definitely would have sunk it.
Yeah.
Above the Nets, you got who?
Number 6, I've got the Toronto Raptors. I really like this roster.
Tell me about the Raptors, because I've always liked the Raptors.
So, Raptors, you've got Fred VanVleet coming back. Real good scorer, good facilitator, real good three-point shooter. He's a sneaky in the conversation for leading the league in assists this season. Little small, not the best defender in the league. You got OG Anunoby, who's a really solid 3-and-D guy at the small forward position. You got Scotty Barnes, the rookie of the year last year. Who's like that? Gary. I'm pretty sure they still have Gary Trent Jr. as their shooting guard, legit shooting guard.
So they're pretty much still the core, but minus Kyle Lowry and Kawhi.
I mean, it's basically the exact same team from last year. It's a very young team, and I think you're going to see Precious Achiuwa is going to slide into their 5 positions, kind of an undersized 5.
Who was that young player they drafted a couple years ago? At the top of the league or top of the draft or something?
Are you talking about Scotty Barnes?
Yeah, Scotty Barnes, yeah.
He just won Rookie of the Year last year.
Oh, hell
He's so good, and if they can get him to develop like a decent jump shot, then real scary. At number 5, I've got my Boston Celtics.
Massive.
I think you have to.
I like their uniforms.
I think you have to put them here, just because of the Ime Udoka situation.
Yeah.
Talent-wise, they're a top 3 team in the East, but I don't know if they're going to be able to play as good or utilize the talent on their roster without a good.
You lose your coach, yeah.
Because him and Marcus Smart had such like a close-knit relationship. They just kind of knew what each other wanted without even having to say something. And he was the one defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's just utter bullshit that he actually got suspended like that because of what he did.
Yeah.
But neither of them are married. I mean, I understand he probably broke his company bylaw, but that's really dismissal for suspension for a whole year.
I think.
Well, no, it was because they told him to stop and he didn't.
I don't know. I think you're going to find a lot more stuff come out in the next coming months.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I don't know anything, but I just feel like I agree with you. I think it's too harsh, and I feel like he's your head coach that just brought you guys to the NBA Finals.
For what's come out
Wait, so the team suspended him?
Yeah, it's not by the league. It's the team.
It's the team. That's what I'm saying. He violated like a company handbook.
Yeah.
Basically. So, but it was more of they suspended him because they already warned him.
Okay.
And he continued it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not harsh, because I still believe it's harsh.
But love is love.
But if you're not following the rules, and they already tell you, it's not like they just like found out and were like immediately like you're out of here. Like they gave him a chance to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And he kept on going. So that's where like.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
Man, like, I understand from a certain point why they suspended him, but at the same time, it's like you said, he just took you to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I feel like you could do some leniency.
And it's a business, and most people seem to understand the fact that he's in an open relationship. It seemed to be consensual relationship that he was having with this woman at the Celtics. So, what's the problem?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a very tricky situation, but I think that their talent, kind of what you've hinted at, will be enough just to keep them there.
Yeah. So at number 4, I've got the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are inches of a Jimmy Butler three-pointer away from being in the NBA Finals last year. I really like this roster. I really like. It's more of a playoff roster, which is why I have them sitting in the 4th seed in the East.
The more I'm looking at your list, the more proud I am of my list.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be proud.
That's
You should not be proud. You put the Bulls at 1. I am terribly sorry for you.
I think it's a good list.
Well, he's one of us. I just really like the Heat roster. Brought back Tyler Hero on a long-term contract. He's going to play well. Kyle Lowry's going to be back healthy. Victor Oladipo's coming back healthy.
Wait, what the fuck? When did they get Victor Oladipo?
They got him when he got injured with the Houston Rockets like 2 years ago when he was rehabbing.
Why is he on the Rockets?
When he got traded to the Rockets from the
Pacers.
From the Pacers as part because it was.
I remember him on the Pacers.
That was 2K17.
That was part of the James Harden trade. It was a big 3-team trade.
James Harden trade to where?
To Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Quarsh. I just really like this Heat roster. I think Bam Adebayo is going to take this next step up offensively. and just be a little
They
more
still got
consistent.
that old guy.
Yeah, Udonis Haslam.
Yeah,
He's like 41. He will never play a minute, and if he does, he's going to go in there and Draymond Green someone. But that's where. All right, so number 3, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's gross. That's gross.
Cleveland
That's
Cavaliers.
gross.
Gross.
That's gross.
All right, listen here, Bulls
dude.
boy.
No, get it out of here.
No, listen. Cavaliers, you got Darius Garland, who's probably going to average a double-double this season. They just traded for... Don't me. They just traded for Donovan Mitchell, who's probably going to leave...
Wait, what the fuck?
You didn't hear about that?
Yeah, they traded for Donovan Mitchell.
They definitely did do that.
So here's their starting 5. You got Darius Garland. You got... I'm going to do something. You got Donovan Mitchell. Your 3 is kind of up in the air. I think they can rock with Isaac Okoro there.
What about Jenny?
Where's Kevin Love, dude?
Kevin Love's going to be on the bench. Jetty Osman's going to be on the bench. Like, Jetty was a fun pick when this team was worse than the Bulls. On par with the Bulls. But then at the power forward position, you got Evan Mobley.
I know him.
He's really good.
If I know their name, I know they're pretty good.
Oh, he's real good. He's a real good power forward. He's got great offensive game, great defensive versatility. Probably would have won rookie of the year if he didn't get injured. And then at center, you got Jared Allen.
Yeah, he's good. No, he's good.
I'm joking.
Listen, Jared Allen got injured with 20 games left in the season last year.
What a pussy, dude.
The Cavaliers were a top 3 team in the East, and they had a top 5 defense in the league. He got injured. They dropped to bottom 5 defense in the league.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
I just really like their roster. At number 2, I got the Milwaukee Bucks.
Giannis.
It's really just... The only reason I have them at 2 and not 1 is because Chris Middleton's going to miss a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're top 2 team, maybe tied for 1 with Philadelphia. So number 1, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a really good roster.
Yes, it is. But
Really
can Doc handle this roster?
And they showed it in the
he
playoffs,
cannot.
too. They showed it in the playoffs, so they're a good team.
You got Tyrese Maxey's going to take a step up. I think James Harden...
He did in the playoffs already.
Everyone was dogging on James Harden. James Harden, Joel Embiid pick and roll last season
Was unbelievable.
number 1 in the league in points per possession.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think what people tend to forget about James Harden last year is that they expected him to be a point-scoring star. And what he turned out to be was a great facilitator and just role player.
Yeah.
He was what they needed Ben Simmons to be.
He is a very much... I agree with you. Yeah. He is what they wanted Ben Simmons to be, but he is a very much matured James Harden.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I think is very impressive that no one really seemed to focus on that last year because they wanted him just to be scoring points.
They wanted him to be the 3-point James. They wanted him to be the Houston James Harden.
But he was more of a playmaker. And I think you have to respect that, dude.
Yeah.
That he's mature enough to take that step and realize that Joel Embiid is the best player on that team.
Yeah. That James Harden will never come back.
No. He's not. He's old.
It's not even that he's old. You can be 50 and shoot a 3-pointer.
Well, he doesn't have the explosiveness anymore.
No. Well,
and also that part of the game is taken away. His explosiveness to get the
fouls.
Yes, the fouls was his main.
The fouls
was his main part, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that slashing ability anymore.
Yeah.
But I think people fail to realize, just like I said, how much of a step that he's taken, and I think it's impressive that he's realized what role needs to be filled there, and he's willing to actually do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's very good for him.
And he doesn't need to be the number 1 guy in the offense. He's got Joel Embiid.
Exactly.
Who can average 30 points per game in his sleep.
And he realizes that. And that's why he's a great piece.
And Tyrese Maxey is taking a step up. He could average 24, 23 points per game this season on really high efficiency. They got Tobias Harris at the power forward, a legit number 4. If he's your number 4, you got a damn good roster.
And the only thing I hate that we lost when we lost Ben Simmons is that we lost Seth Curry.
Yes, that's a bad loss.
Yeah, that was a bad loss.
But at the end of the day, that's a role player, and their bench is way better because you can put Matisse Thybulle out on the offense. You can put him on D.
I'm glad we kept him.
He could be Defensive Player of the Year if he played enough minutes.
Yeah. But
The
we don't have
defense-
enough roster spot.
Yeah, but I don't remember their bench off the top of my head.
No, you good, homie. You don't got to worry about that.
But they're a really deep team. They got a lot of really good talent on this team.
Yeah.
D'Anthony Melton.
I'm excited to see what the Sixers are going to do.
You know, they took the team from last year and they built on the fringes.
Yes.
They rounded out their
They
team,
needed to build the bench.
which
That's
is
what they needed to build.
exactly what they did.
Yep. All right, let's move on to your West.
Yeah.
And start off with...
All right, number 10 in the West, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. I got them there simply because...
LeBron factor.
LeBron. Honestly, though, I think they're a really bad team in the league. I think Russell Westbrook... It's not even just Russell Westbrook. I think he gets dogged on a little too much.
Yeah.
This isn't the right environment for him. This isn't the right team style for him. He cannot play off ball, and neither can LeBron. I just think the rest of the roster sucks. LeBron's old, and he's not going to play as many games. Anthony Davis is always injured. And they just don't have any good role players anywhere. I mean, you could argue their third best player is Patrick Beverly. It's really bad.
He's on the Lakers?
Yeah.
So at number 9, I got the Sacramento Kings making the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
That's a stride right there.
Or making the playing game. I think they could make some noise and win the playing game and make the playoffs. I like their De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are going to round out. They're both good. De'Aaron Fox was looking real bad with Tyrese Halliburton next to him. The second he left, he's back up to averaging like 25 in games. Real good.
Well,
I think they're going to be real well coached under Mike Brown. Real good coach. This is probably one of my hottest takes I have on this list. I have the Mavericks at number 8. Yes, Luka Doncic is good. Yes, Luka Doncic is probably going to average 30, 11, and 11. But there's no one else on this team.
You're right.
Their second best player last
anymore.
year was... No, they don't have Kristaps from last year. They don't have Jalen Brunson from last year. They don't have a second ball handler on the team.
What about...
What?
Bobby? Bojan Bun?
They don't have a second ball handler on the team. Their second best player is...
Bojan Bogdanovic.
No. His name's escaping.
Oh my God, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, he's going to be back from injury this year, but he's still not good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's okay.
I'm sorry.
He's not a ball handler. That's the problem. Like, he can do some catch and
Not
shoot
like your
stuff.
mom.
You're testing me here, boy. Bulls boy. Oh, what's the... It's going to kill me if I don't find out his name. Oh, Davis I'm just kidding. This team has JaVale. Never mind. Christian Wood. Christian Wood's their second best player. He's a center, and they're talking about putting him on the bench. I just think this team's terrible. Number 7, I've got the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I still think they're a good team. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to miss the first half of the year again with injury. He's always injured.
Yeah.
They lost some role player. They lost D'Anthony Melton, who's a really good player. I don't know. I just think you can see the step back from Ja. Plus, I just really has more to do with I really like the moves the teams above them did. So at number 6, I've got the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I like that. I liked it to see the T-Wolves improve again.
Yeah, listen, the T-Wolves made a big swing this offseason, gave up their entire farm for the next decade and a half, it feels like, to get Rudy Gobert.
Wow.
So you're going to see a nice Twin Tower lineup with Rudy Gobert. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
What happens when one of them gets injured, dude? Really?
Well, you got one tower. You got the one World Trade Center. No, that's what it's called. Listen, go back and watch some clips of the Rockets back in the 80s with Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon.
That was before it happened!
Okay? And... So you got this really good Twin Tower setup down low. With Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. They lost Pat Bev. Might be a sneak.
Oh, they lost Pat Bev.
Listen. He is a dog.
No, he is pretty good for the T-Wolves.
Yeah, he's just a good. He's more of a good locker room guy. I think D'Angelo Russell sucks. They need to get rid of him. Anthony Edwards could be really good. Probably he's gonna make an All-Star
If you
appearance.
suck in 2K, you suck in real life.
Who sucks in 2K?
D'Angelo.
That's a fair point. So number 5, I've got the New Orleans Pelicans.
Baby weight.
Baby weight. Zion.
Zion.
Listen, Zion looks happy. Zion looks healthy. Zion looks built, but not
Zion?
Yeah. Inside jokes are coming out.
That's it. That's what's going on.
I just like this roster. That's what a lot of
Yeah,
my
the
stuff boils
roster's
down
pretty
to.
solid, yeah.
I mean, they played real good. They made
Real good.
They made the playoffs last year without
Playing,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did. I
Yeah,
forgot
they made,
about that.
without
Yeah, they did.
Zion.
But that was with Steve Clifford. New coach.
No, it's the same coach from last year, Huey Green.
Hubert Davis?
Ooh, that's football, stupid.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yeah, Hubert Davis.
Is it?
Yeah, Pelicans coach. I'm pretty sure it's something Green. Willie Green.
Well, this year, but what,
Yes,
but what was
sir.
it last year?
Willie Green.
Willie Green.
No.
Yeah, Steve Clifford was the coach of the Orlando Magic last year.
I can't believe you brought him back.
I can.
How embarrassing.
I don't know. You are probably like the worst organization, so I definitely believe
We
that.
are, but the fact
Willie
that,
Green
dude,
used to play for the Magic.
dude,
Oh,
we
yeah.
we got rid of Steve Clifford, had a great coach in James Borrego, and then we said, you know what, screw it, let's bring the whore back. Anyway, above your Pelicans.
Oh, about the Pelicans. Good team, good offense. You're gonna have a real good offense. Jonas Valanciunas down low. Brandon Ingram's gonna. You know, there's a reason why they didn't.
They got Valanciunas?
Yeah, they got Valanciunas from the Grizzlies like a couple years ago for Steven Adams. Yeah, that was a trade. That was a Jonas Valanciunas.
No, I was talking about Stephen Adams.
He's the
You
big,
don't know
like,
Steven
he's the
Adams?
big Moana looking
Yeah, you
motherfucker.
ever seen Maui?
No. You ever seen Aquaman?
Oh, Aquaman.
Yeah, he looks like Aquaman.
Yeah.
Aquaman!
Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
yeah.
Momoa.
You ever seen the Moana looking ass?
Yeah, I've seen Fast
Suns.
and Furious.
You got the Suns.
Yeah, I got the
Family.
Suns. I think the whole Robert Sarver situation this offseason is going to be a little bit too much of a distraction. Chris Paul's getting old. Their center DeAndre Ayton doesn't want to be there
No.
at all.
No.
And I think this team takes a step back. The Los Angeles Clippers I have in the number 3 position. Kawhi Leonard's coming back. Yeah, this team's really good. This team's really deep. This team, they don't even. Kawhi can play 50 games. They have so many good. They got Norman Powell who can take in his
They
place.
still got the guy that likes to go to strip clubs.
No, they don't have Lemon Pepper Lou.
No more Lemon Pepper Lou. No more Lou Williams.
No Lou will.
No more Sweet Lou.
No, Paul George will be coming back for who knows how long.
Probably like 2 games.
Yeah, they got John Wall coming.
You're fucking John Wall.
Yeah, they got John Wall. So the Houston Rockets bought him out, and he went to the Clippers. So John Wall, guess how many games do you think John Wall has played in the last 4 seasons?
15.
No,
21.
72. There's 82 games per season.
Oh, okay. So he's played about 20 a year.
Except last year he didn't play a single game. He was healthy the whole season. The Houston Rockets were like, we want to lose. Just sit on the bench. They paid him to sit at home.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
arguably best coach, one of the best coaches in the league with
Clippers?
not Lou Will, Ty Lue.
Ty Lue?
Yeah. Show me this later. Number 2. Sorry, that sounded rude.
No, you're good.
I'm in the zone. Number 2, I have the Golden State Warriors. Just re-signed Jordan Poole. Just re-signed Andrew Wiggins. I think they're gonna.
Yeah, Jordan Poole better have gotten re-signed.
Yeah.
We're
lucky he woke up.
We're getting assaulted, dude.
He signed it because he didn't know what he was doing.
Hey, listen, he signed for 4 years, $140 million.
Jeez.
And they re-signed Aaron Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins, 4 years, $104 million.
They got the money.
Yeah, listen, you want to know why they did that? Now they don't have any money for Draymond Green. Draymond's out. Draymond's going to Detroit. Calling it now.
Cool. I'd like to see that.
I think it's because I have my number 1 team, the Denver Nuggets, to be a little bit better. Denver Nuggets, best
Got the Joker.
offense. Jamal Murray's coming back. We haven't seen him since the bubble.
I was gonna say since we saw his PP get leaked.
Yeah.
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 That was me.
The last. Did you know I went viral?
That was me.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, it was Jamal Murray and me in that video.
Dude, I remember that I saw the Antonio Brown picture. It was blurred. I was like, they did not need to blur it like that. I was like, that's the worst possible way they could have blurred that shit. Like, we can clearly tell.
We know what he's doing.
But yeah, this is the first time we're going to see Jamal Murray since 2020 in the
Damn.
in the bubble. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, they rehabbed the hell out of him, so he's coming back. Michael Porter Jr. is coming back. They added
Because they signed him to what? They signed Jamal Murray to a mega deal, and then he got hurt right away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I would rehab the hell out of him too.
What else they got? They signed KCP
Really?
for KC3.
Really?
Yeah. They got a real good roster, man. This team, they're gonna be the number one offense in the league, and probably a top 15 defense, but they're gonna coast to the number one seed in the West.
And they're gonna lose in the first round like they always do. Second round.
Listen, these are just playoff standings. These are not playoff predictions. You know, my finals pick is
What about Frank the Tank? Where's he playing?
probably with himself. I don't know.
All right, but who got winning it all, Ryan?
Who do I have winning
Who
it
do you
all?
think's gonna come out of the East?
It's easy. It's Milwaukee Bucks. They would have come out of the East last year if Middleton didn't get injured.
Yeah.
Out of the West, I have to think through this. I haven't thought through this before.
I like the Warriors.
Warriors could be an easy pick, but I think they keep getting older. They really need their young guys: James Wiseman, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga.
Wiseman played pretty well last year. Though.
Jordan Poole.
James Wiseman
Jordan
didn't
Poole's
play
been a-
last year.
Word. No, because he
didn't play at
played
all.
in a few playoff games, didn't he?
No, James Wiseman did not. He was injured the whole year.
Whoops.
Moses Moody played a little bit, and Jonathan Kuminga played a little bit.
Oh.
But those three guys really need to take a step up for this team to really compete. I would probably go with the LA Clippers
Versus who?
versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
I like that. I like that
yeah.
pick. I
And-
think it's finally time for the Clippers to come out of the basement.
Yeah, and that's a tough because Giannis is unstoppable, but the Clippers would have so many big guys to throw at him, and that could be I would say Bucks in 7, but no, I'm going Clippers in 7. That's my finals prediction.
Okay.
Clippers in 7.
Dominic, what you got?
It's a really hard pick because I really haven't seen any of these guys.
What could be
So I'm going to go ahead and just take who I got in the number 1 seeds. I'm going to take this. No, because it did not work out at all last year. So I'm going to take the Bucks.
Another Bucks team, huh?
I'm going to take the Nuggets. Bucks and the Nuggets.
Good pick.
Bucks and the Nuggets. I think I will take the 76ers and the Timberwolves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, it could happen. You never know. Basketball is exciting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything can happen.
I think if things work out the way they should for Minnesota, I think they'll be a really good playoff team.
Okay.
That's all I'm betting on. Is that
I think they're going to be a real good regular season team because what you saw with Utah and the reason why they really wanted to move off Rudy Gobert, partly because they want to tank for Mr. Victor Wembanyama, the 7'4" monster out of France, is that Rudy Gobert was getting played off the floor in playoff games because the way the Jazz were playing defense it's called a drop defense. So when a team runs a pick, your big man can do one of two things. They can either switch, or the big man can drop back, and whoever's the on the ball defender would then have to get around the screen to get back to the ball handler. You really need.
he scored another one. Okay, hold on. To get off NBA for a second, we're looking at the NHL. We were given the update that the Senators were up, however many they were up to.
They were up 6-4.
No.
Oh, yeah. They were up 2-0. They were up 2-0.
At least or something like that.
Yeah.
At the end of the second period, it is 6-5. The Senators lead the Bruins. That is absolutely ridiculous.
This is a baseball game or
They
what?
still have a whole nother period to play.
Speaking of the baseball game, tied at 0 as we're speaking. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why we're doing live updates for recording. But, yeah. Anyway.
That's ridiculous. Though. 6-5.
Yeah.
Six-
But go
With
ahead,
a whole
Ryan.
nother period to play,
Yeah.
dude.
Go ahead, Ryan. What were you saying?
Oh, so Rudy Gobert was just getting played off the floor in the playoffs, and I don't think because he's not a big man who can switch, so that he can really get isolated, and in the playoffs. It's a little harder in the regular season when it's one game, but definitely in the playoffs when you play the same team, they can really scheme him out of it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would like to say I'm excited for the NBA season. I am. I just, like I said, I don't pay too much attention to it. It's usually, I only watch it when it gets close to the playoffs, when I know what teams are good and what teams are kind of bad at that point. So I just know that the Hornets are going to be bad.
Yeah, at this point, I'm going to watch games whenever I'm out and they're on.
Yeah.
I'll watch them, but I'm definitely going to be focused on mostly the NFL and the NHL the rest of the season. Obviously, I want to see how the World Series plays out. Other than that, yeah, Formula One's kind of done.
Yeah.
What about NASCAR?
Yeah, we're going to keep paying attention to NASCAR. They're not quite done yet. I think you and I both picked Joey.
Yeah, we did.
To win the championship, and that's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Joey Logano coming off a really strong win.
Yeah, but the top 8, they're all right there. It's less than 40 point spread between first and 8th. So.
Ryan Blaney desperately needs to win.
Yes, he does.
Like, it is now coming. Like, look, dude, if you can't win, you can't get into this thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't have a win.
No,
the whole
season. He's made the whole entire season without getting a win.
It's ridiculous.
And he's in the final 8.
But that also still proves that, I know we were kind of crapping on the format for NASCAR a week or two ago, but it still shows that consistency does pay off.
Yeah.
But he also got blessed because Kurt Busch wasn't going to race anymore. So it's good to see, like I said, the consistency plays a part in it. But at the same time, it's like, wow, dude, you're 7th. And you haven't won a race. Like, you got to do something here. Like, I get you have 10 top 5s, but you got to do something. You got to catch a win somewhere. So we'll see if that happens. And if not this round,
bye-bye.
Yeah, he's definitely out of here.
But let's see. The top 4 right now is Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. So that's who would be racing for the win down there in Homestead.
Got 2 Chevrolets.
Honestly, quite honestly, I really think that's a good top 4 to race for the championship. We got a Ford, 2 Chevys, and a Toyota.
Yep.
So that's a pretty good spread there. I think Joey's been pretty strong in the playoffs, being consistent. Chase Elliott has a couple of wins under his belt. He's got the most wins of the season.
Good for Trackhouse for still having a player.
Dude, I love that Ross Chastain is still in this. I love that.
And Daniel Suarez would be in there if he didn't have a problem at the Roval.
It's true.
Because he was running top 3 pretty much the whole first stage and everything. So he definitely had a good car.
A lot of smaller name drivers becoming like in the top 8. Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, Ross Chastain. I mean, those 3 guys right there, you don't ever really hear their names with the bigger names like Logano, Hamlin, Elliott, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when he had Suarez in there and all those people. I mean, it's definitely is good for the sport to see new people coming along.
But I think the talk of the race definitely has to be the incident between Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace.
For sure.
So from what I understand, from what I saw, it seemed like Larson kind of squeezed him against the wall, kind of took away his air.
But he never threw him up into the wall. He never put him into the wall.
No, he never actually hit him into the wall.
So
Bubba was in the fall.
Bubba could have let off the gas at any point.
Yeah, he could have, but he
because Larson was more than a half car ahead.
Yeah.
So Larson had the advantage.
Yeah.
So
and then just go slam into him.
But for Larson to never make contact.
Yeah.
For Bubba to hit him, them to recover, and then for Bubba Wallace to make an obvious left turn
to
hit him, and then to run up to him and push him like Larson did something wrong, is where the problem stems.
Yeah.
Because Larson never, even if that act or the incident coming out of turn 4 happened, they did not need to crash on the front straight.
No.
Not at all. That was fully intentional.
And it took out Christopher Bell.
Too, who was running really well in that race.
Yeah, he was
who
like
could have
3rd or 4th or something.
Yeah, who could have potentially punched his ticket to the next round. So, it's for me, it shows a lack of maturity.
Yeah, it does.
Big time.
He'll pay for it.
He'll pay for it.
You got a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
He will not.
That's right. He did get a 1-race suspension.
He will not be racing. What is that? Homestead? Is that coming up?
No, not Homestead. He won't be racing at probably Martinsville.
Yeah.
He just got a 1-race suspension.
So.
But yeah, I mean,
I think that's the proper thing to do by NASCAR, and I think some people will make it about whatever BS they want to make it about. But I think at the same time, NASCAR would have done that if it was anybody.
No, this Sunday's at Homestead, Miami.
Yeah.
So he's suspended for this race.
Oh, I'm sorry. The last race is not in Homestead. The last race is in Phoenix.
Yes,
yeah,
Phoenix is the last one.
It's
been Homestead for so long.
Yeah, that's my bad. So yeah, he is suspended in Homestead. Yep, you're right.
Yep.
And then it goes to Martinsville, and then it goes.
We're gonna be there. Me and TK and a +1 are gonna be there for that race. I haven't figured out the +1. Yeah.
So we're going to Martinsville.
Do you want to go?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
I'm a busy man.
I say Ryan probably has to work.
Yeah.
It's on a Sunday.
Ryan probably has to work.
I haven't gotten a weekend off that I haven't requested.
Oh, I remember we were talking about this because your manager gets off Saturdays for football, but you can't get off a Sunday. Yeah.
God, we love corporate America.
Oh yeah. But anyway, dude, fuck. I think that's a good place to leave it, huh?
That was a pretty good one.
Corporate America.
Corporate America.
Really
just leave it there, dude. Ryan anytime.
Appreciate it, man.
It's been a pleasure. I'll be make sure to get tattoos of this all over my face and body.
Oh, yeah.
Word. Dude, anytime you want to come, and then you can get another tattoo.
Listen, if you ever don't invite
me,
me, I'm breaking down the door mid
okay.
recording.
That works.
Yep.
But no, this was Sport Ball. This was episode 7.
Episode 7,
so
dude.
We're closing in on episode 10. We appreciate last week. We actually kind of experimented with not promoting to see what happened, and you guys definitely killed it.
Yeah.
We had more views than subscribers, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, hell yeah, definitely appreciate that. I didn't promote it just because I had a show coming up for DJing that I had to do, so I just kind of want to promote that. But yeah, I was definitely very sorry for the lack of power rankings last week. That's definitely my fault for making those videos. But yeah, definitely really appreciate all that. So we'll be back at it this week with the full amount of clips and uploads and everything like that. So we're still aiming to get a camera and everything and video involved by the end of this month. And then
we hope you guys have been enjoying the rotating cast. We're trying to get some new guys in every week. We're going to be consistent though with me and Aaron. Chase is going to try to get back to consistency. Hopefully Ryan becomes a consistent member of the Sport Ball podcast. And then we'll see Jordy again for sure, and as well TK. He comes at least every time he's not out there fucking saving lives.
Yeah, what a loser.
What a loser.
Hey Jordy, I picked
Go ahead.
Jordy, I picked I picked against Indianapolis for you. Screw that city.
Yeah,
Screw
that cesspool of a horrible city.
Also, just because you did it for TK, Dominic also scored his first broomball goal.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Of the year. Attaboy. So we're going to go ahead and put that clip in here, too.
Yeah,
Look at them. Look at them. They're battling down in the corner. They're battling down. It goes out front. And, Dominic gets in the garbage goal, but it still counts the same in the score sheet, baby. That is a massive goal. Only goal for the team that game. But, like I said, we appreciate all you guys. Sport Ball, episode number 7.